is Katie had some medical issues, and all the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on, but they knew she had significant hearing loss, and she wasn't meeting her milestones, and she had low muscle tone, and they didn't know what was going on. And so Allison was going to all kinds of specialty appointments at Texas Children's Hospital and MRIs and all kinds of stuff on a little girl who's scared to death. But guess who she had by her side? A trained pediatric nurse who knows how to walk kids through with play therapy techniques. So, score. Yay, God. So, we really thought, okay, now it makes sense. We see, we didn't know how much we were going to need each other and how challenging this time was going to be, but God knew and wanted us, to be together, live together in this time. And that's something we never would have chosen to do on our own because it's not logical in our society that I would move in with a family. And one of the verses that I was clinging to in those challenging times, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. So after 5 months at the horrible job, I decided, enough, I'll work at Sonic, I don't care, I'm done. And I resigned. And started looking again for another job, and then slowly but surely found a job at a psychiatrist's office where I still work. Been there a little over 3 years, and it's been a really good job for me. So finally it seems like, okay. And a little while after I get that job, guess what call I get? My house is sold. Yay! 16 months later. Yeah, Mary, you can come live with us for a couple months. 16 months later. Baby number 2 is now living in the home also. You got to be there for her birth, help with some of the first feedings. So good thing my friends like me because we spend a lot of time together. So, get the job, house sells. Okay, now it's time to really get plugged into a church. I've been looking in the Woodlands. People kept telling me all the singles come to Second. I thought, no way, it's a huge city. No, they don't. No, they don't. I kept looking for them everywhere. They're not there. They're here. So finally decided, okay, I'll drive all the way down to Second and started coming here. And then a few months later was told that there was this new class that was going to be starting. And would I be interested in being a part of that? And I thought, yay, finally I'll get to kind of, instead of just my brother and my best friend, I'll get to spread out and, have a community, a place to serve. And so get involved in Wellspring. And in January, Natasha, who y'all have been hearing about, or right before that, calls me about leading a small group. And I have to be honest with y'all and tell you, I was super, super hesitant about leading a small group. Not because I have trouble talking in front of a group, clearly, but because I just thought, already I'm having to do this whole commuting thing and just my job, and it's hard to leave on time in traffic, and then I have to let my dog out of the apartment and walk her because she can't hold her bladder that long, and how's this all going to work, and can I really do it? And can I be consistent enough in my own quiet time and daily Bible reading that I'm worthy of leading a small group was really the real fear. But just really felt like, despite all my hesitation, that God was, saying, yes, you need to do this. So started up with a small group, and our group rocks. I know there's other good small groups, but ours is really the best. It's just an incredible group of women that we've gotten to really walk through a lot of things together. And a little pause on the testimony here. And I just broke your little thing, Chad, but that's okay. Pause on the testimony. All of you today sitting here are in one of 3 scenarios. And those are either you are facing a challenge, you're about to be facing a challenge, whether you know it or not, or you're sitting near someone who is facing a challenge and needs to be supported by you and lean on you. Translation, get your patootie in a small group ASAP. Every single one of you. End of lecture. Okay. That's how I do things. So, moving along. June 23rd, a little over a month ago, rolls around. That day, y'all may or may not have known this because I didn't share it because I was embarrassed about it, but now I'm not anymore. I turned 35. Big milestone, right? And do y'all remember about the conversation with the doctor in the hallway? About Meredith, when you turn 35, that was still ingrained in me. And so I'd taken that week off because I was having a meltdown about turning 35 and didn't want to work that week, to be honest. But also to, go to some doctor's appointments, the dentist, and get my mammogram, because I turned 35. So 2 days after that, I get a mammogram. Didn't think much of it. And then got a call. We need to take another look. So Tuesday, July 7th, went and had an ultrasound. And they say we have some concerns and we need to do a biopsy. So Friday, July 10th, I go for the biopsy. And then spent, that weekend at my friend's house, just waiting. And then on Tuesday, July 14th, I got the call from the doctor that it is cancer, and not just in the boobie. Sorry, guys. Y'all have to get used to me saying breast, boob, and boobie. But also the lymph node they had checked. And as a nurse, I know what that means. That means it's more advanced, that it's spread, and that treatment's going to be more challenging. So I was at my office when I got the call. I had just finished the workday. I fell to my knees, crying and praying. Then started to call my parents, my brother, my best friend. And when I called her, she said, "Do you need me to come?" I said, "Yes." So she jumps in her car and comes to my work, helps me finish up some stuff, follows me home. We pack some of my stuff, and I go to stay with her so I won't be alone. And, of course, my parents are gathering their things because they're out of town and they're going to be coming. I forgot tissue, thank you. My small group girl, they always look out for me. They know I'm a crier. So one of the amazing things about how God really, prepares the way is, Allison is a wonderful friend, but she has a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. They are not self-maintenance. They are high maintenance and require a mommy. But Allison was supposed to go to a conference that started the very next day and ran through Saturday. So she had already planned with the grandmas the whole schedule and coordination and who's taking care of the kids. And because Wayne, God bless him, he doesn't do the daddy daycare thing very well. He has a hard time with that. He can handle babysitting now and then, but several days, forget about it. So the grandmas. And so the next several days, her schedule was already cleared to be everything I needed her to be. To come with me to all those appointments, to support me, to talk to me. So God is so good. So my family comes. On Wednesday, we go and talk with the surgeon and start hearing about, the different things that we're going to be facing, what it all means. I have to start telling people, telling work, telling y'all, because I hadn't until I knew for sure. I Facebooked it, which that was weird, but how do you tell everybody you have cancer? Do you make 150 phone calls when you don't have the time, or do you just post it? So I posted it. I don't know if that's taboo or against Facebook etiquette, but I did it anyway. So then on Saturday, my small group got together and had a really sweet time with my parents and got to pray with them and, kind of talk about how they were going to support me. On Saturday afternoon, I'm driving back up to the Woodlands, and my air conditioner, my car goes out again. The 4th time in 2 months. I'd already replaced the compressor and totally kaput, gone. So the next couple days, I'm like, I have cancer and I'm hot and sweaty and, trying to run errands, and I get cranky when I'm hot. And my mother found that out because she was staying with me. Then on Monday, we went to the oncologist and again got a lot more information about the plan. Also, I called my brother and said, I need a man. My car, the AC's out again. I can't handle it. I need you to deal with the auto repair guys because I just can't handle it right now. So he took care of that for me. Then on Tuesday, the 21st, which was 1 week exactly after my diagnosis, I went back to work for the first time in a week. My mom left to go back to Arlington and picked up my car after work, and the AC was working, and it was free because the compressor had gone out and I'd already paid for it once. And so, so things were looking up. And I head home. I was a little nervous because it was going to be the first time I'd stayed by myself since all of this happened. It was going to be that night. And I opened my door, and at first I think, why did Mom leave a mess here? The drawers are open, there's stuff on the floor, what? And then I realize my apartment's been broken into. Now let me just stop for a second. At this point, my reaction was not, oh, Lord, I know you have a plan. My reaction was, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me?